I'm Pakistani, so my family's Pakistani. I'm originally from Flushing, Queens. I lived there for 20 years. I went to high school in Brooklyn, and then I went to school in Boston for a year. And then I came back to Queens, and then that semester I came back, we decided to start looking for houses. It was a long process, and then eventually ended up moving to Levittown. Growing up in Queens, it's everyone's like different ethnicities. You see every flavor of the world. In Levittown, it's mostly Caucasian. So that was a huge change because I didn't necessarily experience that before. So I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me, even though that's not an issue because I work in Manhattan. So I see people from all various backgrounds, or I used to work in Manhattan. I was scared of racism and things like that, that you don't experience in New York City because it's it's a melting pot. But Long Island, it's known to be a little more racist. So I was expecting that, and I have dealt with it. It's not like I haven't dealt with it, but it's not to the degree that I was expecting to experience it. Well, after the 2016 election, I was told to go back to Iran. Iran's a nice country to look at. It's beautiful. So when you're saying to go back to there, it's because of the political issues with the country, and it's also the underlying tone is that you're Muslim. So the next follow-up statement is that you're a terrorist. So there's a lot. It's like what's the term? The slippery slope. It just keeps going. There's a lot of negative things attached to that because it's not just go back to your country. It's go back to your country for a reason. It made me feel very insecure because it's like I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. I was educated here. I haven't even been to Pakistan. So for someone to say to go back to your country, it's like, this is my country. My partner's from Great Neck. Great Neck houses are easily in the millions. And I think that when it comes to houses that are in luxury neighborhoods, it doesn't discriminate. Because when you look at the wealthy neighborhoods, they are very mixed. The Great Neck, huge Persian community, huge Korean community, huge Chinese community. It's not like because these people are minorities, we can't let them live here. They're living there because they worked for their money and they earned their money, and now they're successful and living in rich neighborhoods. And I don't think that racism works there. So when it comes to racism in Long Island, it's in historically more impoverished neighborhoods that they're pushing minorities, which I do feel badly about because I'm a minority as well. And that's why when I saw the documentary, the series, I felt very badly because I was steered myself. Hicksville is not a bad neighborhood, but it's like to just be told to live here because of my ethnic background. We did look at a house in Hicksville, but we also looked in other neighborhoods, and when we'd ask for the realtor's other listings, he said, you wouldn't like these listings in places like Merrick or Mineola. It would be like, you should look at these listings in Hicksville, even though our budget fit both. It was just a little weird to be told, like, oh, you'd like this because of all the Indian restaurants and stores. It's hard to force inclusion because if a minority family moves into a neighborhood that's predominantly Caucasian and their child starts going to school, that child will be the only minority that's in the school. Everyone else won't be used to it. They'll be singled out. It's hard to, but it's also hard to bring all these minority families into a neighborhood if they're being steered away. So the longer that other families, predominantly Caucasian, are not used to minorities, they won't be able to realize that they're normal people too. We are normal, we're all equal, we're all the same. So to get better on Long Island, I think there does need to be some type of training in schools that promotes diversity. I just don't know how to go about it.